All right, we are on to the summer here in southern Arizona. Temperatures reaching well over 100 degrees. We're going to talk about a subject this morning that I know a little bit about: big brothers and big sisters of southern Arizona. I spent about 4 years as a big brother, actually a part of a big couple. My wife and I did the program here with a young man here in Tucson, and we're pleased to be joined by Veronica Saiz from Big Brother and Big Sisters of Southern Arizona. They are doing a push to get more men involved with their program here in Southern Arizona. Veronica, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So obviously, you guys do these types of pushes. This is not anything new. You do these types of pushes all the time. But right now, numbers down for men in your program to be big brothers here in this community.
That's correct, David. So we're always recruiting volunteers all year round. We always have a waiting list of children to be matched, which is unfortunate, but this is typical. But right now it is pretty high. It's over 150, and 90% are boys that are waiting.
How often does that number get to that point? Is that something that happens annually where you get over maybe 100 and 150 youth that need Big Brother mentorship?
Yeah, unfortunately, it usually gets close to 100. Summertime tends to be a little bit slower, but pushing 150 is not typical, right? This hasn't happened in a long time. And unfortunately, little boys are usually the ones that are waiting the longest and the most. But 90% of those waiting, we don't have those numbers all the time. So it's a pretty urgent need right now.
When you're talking, obviously, about this high of a number, are there statistics to maybe why that's happening right now, why there's a little bit more, less of an influx of men volunteering in the community?
That is a great question that we're always trying to figure out. Pre-COVID, we knew it was difficult to get men to recruit, to come through during recruitment campaigns. It just seems like it takes a little bit more, to get a guy to say, okay. A lot of times there's the thought that they don't know what they're going to do with the child. And you might relate to that, right? Like, what am I going to do with the kid?
We found a lot of things. We came up with all kinds of stuff. I did things that I hadn't done for about 20 or 30 years, like go roller skating.
Well, exactly, right? The program keeps you young as a volunteer, as a big. So that's one of the hurdles, right? Just getting the message out that it sounds like a huge ask to be a mentor. But it really takes a little to be big, right? Little moments like the skating, right? Or oftentimes we talk about, because you recall when we match, we're looking for similarities, things you have in common. So you're literally taking a child with you on things you probably already do, right?
100 men in 100 days is the pitch to see if you can get volunteers. Where did you guys come up with that kind of a concept there?
We did it once before many years back and had some success. So we're hoping for that as well. But what it is on our end is 100 inquiries. So we're looking for 100 guys to click our website, right, soazbigs.org, click volunteer, and start that process. It provides more of an influx of some different volunteers in the system because, again, we're matching based on interests, proximity. But yeah, we're falling a little behind on our 100 men in 100 days. We're at 22 men as of today.
And this started when for the 100 days?
This started just before the beginning of May, so tail end of April, so and we'll go through August.
August, okay.
Yes.
We're chatting with Veronica Saiz from Big Brothers and Big Sisters here of Southern Arizona. It's 100 male volunteers in 100 days, but also, like I mentioned at the top, couples can be mentors to young boys. That's how it works with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. So you're looking for 100 men, but it could also be a couple is involved.
Absolutely. So we do, as you know, big couples. So it becomes a 2-to-1 mentorship. And because boys are waiting longer, they typically are the littles that get matched to couples. And it just provides, some more one-on-one attention and, an extra hand with a hyperactive child, or, maybe with a quiet child. We do a really good job matching.
And then this program, obviously, this Big Brothers Big Sisters as a whole continues to grow. You guys used to be downtown. You've moved out to another location. What went into that? It looks like a bigger building with some more expansive space for outdoor activities.
Absolutely. So going into COVID, actually, we had discussions about selling our downtown building because we did own it. We had been there for, I think, close to 30 years. It served its purposes well in the past, but wasn't really the best place to gather for events. We like Bigs and Littles to come together twice a month. We host events. And then, COVID happens, and out of COVID, it became really apparent that that was not the right place for us. So it took a little over a year. We surveyed our families, we surveyed volunteers, people in the community that were supporting us as to where we should be located, what our facilities should house. And so now we are really excited to be north of Grant on Alvernon. And we like to refer to our new space as a campus because it is a campus. We have dedicated parking. We have a building for our admin and our case management staff, and a beautiful empty shell to the back of the property that we will be building out over the next year.
Wow, and what's the plan for that?
Lots of things. So the idea is, as mentioned, we host events on a monthly basis for Bigs and Littles to attend. And we do that all over the city, and we'll continue to do so. But having a space that Bigs and Littles can just come to during open hours, to choose that as their, twice a month outing and be able to, plan a video game console, to cook in our kitchen, to do STEM activities or take out a craft and do that together. We'll have raised gardens. We'll have a half court of basketball. We'll have a quiet space to read, to study. So we're really excited.
Chatting with Veronica Saiz from Big Brothers Big Sisters here of Southern Arizona. What's maybe one of the things when, say, a young man wants to come in and volunteer and become a big? What are some of the things they need to know about this situation if they're not familiar with it?
Absolutely. So I would say, number one, we are looking for all kinds of people. When a volunteer comes through and is unsure, thinking that maybe they don't have the right background or not good with kids, things like that, you're perfect. And why? Because we have a lot of kids waiting, and they're all very different. So understanding it's about the time spent with the child and being yourself and sharing the things that already bring you joy with somebody else who likely, is into those things or would like to experience those things. It's just being yourself. And again, it's twice a month, 4 to 6 hours. Often I share specifically with guys, right? When you think about your monthly schedule, maybe you play basketball on a Saturday with your boys, or maybe you're someone who likes to go to a museum, or maybe you are an avid skater at Skate Country. You do these things already, right? So why not include someone who would also be just as excited?
Lots of things. I mean, I remember some of the things that we did, obviously going to the movies is something that you can do with a little. Taking them out to dinner was something that we did frequently. Educational things as well. Sitting down and getting them reading and, getting them thinking about the academic piece that they're going through in school. Because a lot of these young women and young men are coming from a little bit of underprivileged situations in a lot of instances.
Absolutely. Again, we serve all kinds of kids, and unfortunately, a lot of them do come from those adverse backgrounds, right? We're looking at single-parent households, low income, sometimes being raised by non-parents. But other times you have a kiddo that, seems to have good support at home or is doing okay in school, is social. But all of our kiddos can use at least one more positive person. A lot of times that person that gets them. One of my favorite matches in our site-based program at TUCSON High, they're in their second year. I won't say names, but the volunteer is a retired dentist, but also a musician. And the little he's matched to, which actually is taller than him, is also a musician. And so when they're together, they talk music. Little has a positive, family environment, but nobody there gets the music, right? The composing and the understanding how doing well in school can help you achieve those musical aspirations. And so having that support person is really important.
Now, you mentioned site-based. So you're at TUCSON High. How does that work? So the big goes to the high school to interact with the little?
Yeah, absolutely. So the time commitment is very similar to our community-based, right, where you go pick up your little and go out into the community. But site-based is a little more structured. There is a specific date each month during the school year that the volunteer connects in person with their little at their school. We're at Sunnyside High School, TUCSON High, and then also with 8th graders at Apollo Middle School. So it becomes an option maybe for a busy professional that feels like, I don't have many weekends or many weekends each month, but I could do, a once a month to be connected one-on-one to a child and have that impact.
Veronica Saiz joining us from Big Brothers Big Sisters here of Southern Arizona. We focused obviously on the boys, big brothers, big couples, but we don't want to leave out the young ladies out there as well. What's the situation right now in terms of young ladies that need big sisters?
We have little girls waiting, and again, because the way that we match, it's important to have a variety of volunteers coming through, so we're connecting people based on similarities, proximity. It's important they don't live too far from each other, so we definitely need our ladies. But ladies can help spread the word as well, right? So I mentioned with how we're getting through our 100 men in 100 days, and we're at 22 guys. It's a win, but we're behind. But we also have 22 females who signed up for the same campaign, and that's typical.
That is awesome. And if anybody, men or women, want to get involved, how can they do? What's the first step?
First step is to go to our website, which is SoAZBigs. That's SoAZBigs.org. There's a volunteer tab up to the left side, and you click that. And it's a very basic inquiry form. It's just, collecting your contact information. And then we give you a call and we start the process.
And businesses that want to be involved in a philanthropical side of it, same situation, they can reach out to you through the website?
Absolutely, absolutely. They can go through the same form. My information's actually on the website when you go under donations as well. And we do have events that can be sponsored, of course, but a lot of companies do come out as volunteer groups. And our site-based programming provides like a really cool opportunity where a group of staff members can volunteer one-on-one, but together as a group because they're meeting at the same time, each month for the year. So something to think about.
And you guys have one big major fundraiser every year. It's usually in the fall. And my wife this morning, in fact, told me that you guys are doing Yacht Rock this year, which is one of our big things. We are all into the Yacht Rock scene. What's going to be happening with that fall fundraiser?
Yeah, we are super excited. So it's October 5th at Los Ventana.
The reason she told me that is because October 5th is my birthday. She said, that they're doing the Big Brothers and Big Sisters on your birthday are doing Yacht Rock. I was like, oh, wow.
That's perfect timing, perfect timing. So we are really excited. We love our themes. And so this year getting a lot of great feedback for Yacht Rock. But again, Los Ventana, October 5th. We have a very healthy cocktail period. We have drinks, we have appetizers. We do casino, right? It's on a cruise, a boat. And then a plated dinner. Entertainment hasn't been released yet, but it'll be a live band. And it's just a great time for a great cause, right?
Well, if you're looking for a good Yacht Rock band, I could probably give you a list of a few. Our Yachtly Crew is our favorite. They were just here a few weeks ago. In fact, later this summer, we're going across country for a vacation, and I think we're going to try to see our second favorite band, which is Yacht Rock Review. So they're really good as well. Veronica, just obviously, we want to make sure that one more time that people have the website where they can contact you guys.
Absolutely. So it's SoAZBigs.org. SoAZBigs.
SoAZBigs.org. 100 men in 100 summer days is what they're looking for. 22 right now, but this is a campaign that started May 1st and is going all the way through August. So we got to get about 78 more men or couples out there to be Big Brothers for the high amount of young boys that we've got going on right now in our community. So all of the 150 we talked about earlier, that's all boys, or that's a combination of boys and girls?
Combination of boys and girls. 90% of the 150 are boys.
So that would be, if my U-High math is correct, about 135, I think.
Unfortunately.
Are boys there. So that's the number that we're looking for. Veronica, anything we can ever do to help you guys out, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and continued success with everything you guys do over there at Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Again, it's a great program. My wife and I were involved with it for about 4 years, and hopefully maybe in the future we'll get back involved with it again.